Double busy, getting busy, do. Yo, what's up, it's me, the double busy. We're back, and now we have Eirikr, Eirikr Bjorn. Now, he's melancholic, but he has reformed the faith. You can see on the map we are covering a lot of space here. Some of our vassals went out and conquered, so we've got the Jarldom of Norland, the guy up here, actually conquered some stuff over here. We've got Cornwall, we've got Carmarthenshire, we've got Connacht. We even have something up here in Alba. Looking at the handy-dandy trifold that we made to figure out what we needed to do in order to go from tribal to feudal, you can see that we are done organizing the faith. I thought that was going to be the hardest one, so we're done with that. And then absolute tribal authority law is probably actually the easiest one. We're almost there already. Basically, any of our heirs, any of our progeny would be able to do that pretty quickly. But the hard one's going to be this, tribal innovations. Now, since we organized the faith, we are actually down to only needing 5 in our capital county. So we're going to need to do things over a very long period of time, probably decades, even centuries, of learning in order to get our cultural fascination progress going, our development going, anything like stewardship related to capital development. So we need development to go because it's going to depend on the development rate average of our Norse counties. Okay, you can see here when I hover over public works, which is our current fascination, it depends on the average development of Norse counties, which of course is very small in the beginning of the game. Fascination makes it go a lot faster, but you need a base chance and base progress for that to actually mean anything. So zooming in, we have a development of 8 in our capital. Let's go ahead and take a look at the development map. You can see Upland is pretty developed, but all the other Norse in the area is not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the counselor and the steward to increase development. When he's done with this one, which should be, where's the timer? Which should be in about 2 months, then what I'll do is I'll click and I'll just kind of hover around and look for progress. So I can't middle click this and keep it in place, but about halfway down you see monthly progress plus 3.84. So what I'll do is I'll just work my way around to different counties, 437, and I'll look for whatever number is the highest, and that's what I'll go with. And that way I know that basically his job is doing the most that it can. So that county will be the one I'll do, and I'll do it to like a full level of development or 1 full level of progress. And then I'll do it again and basically just keep doing the highest number and hope that over time these big numbers spread to their neighbors, this big number spreads to the neighbors, and we're always targeting the lowest to get the average number up as high as we can. Ooh, Zeeland is a 5.13, so that's going to be probably where we end up going. And that'll be good because that'll get all these Norse neighbors. In terms of our current situation, we're 56, but our health is poor because we're melancholic, so that's not so good. Also, because of the changes that we made to our faith, we also changed some of the succession laws. So you're going to notice that Jarl Bjorn, my son, is going to get a bunch of titles, but Ileana and Ingrid are in line to get those counties right there. So if we want to change that, we're going to have to do realm, succession, gender law, and change to male preference. Just so that if you only have one male son and a bunch of daughters, that one male son will get most of the lands, but daughters can inherit if you end up with no son or if somebody assassinates your son. Otherwise, you're going to have to be doing matrilineal marriages, and that's going to be a little more difficult to get people to buy into. And if you do, you're going to end up marrying down and losing prestige along the way. As you can see, we have an active elective. So an active election. We have an active election in the Kingdom of Sweden using Scandinavian election, and that's going to be for the kingdom title. Right now, Bjorn is far in the lead, so we're doing good there. Our military is looking pretty good. We have 12 champions. That's a lot. Our court, we have a court physician and a few guests. Intrigue, nothing really to speak of other than swaying our powerful vassals. One tiny little faction in Dutch Catholic, because we just took over the holy site in Zeeland, but it's not really gaining power, so I'm not worried. Other than that, this is basically going to be a multi-decade, possibly multi-century speedrun in order to get our development levels up so that we can get all the tribal era innovations. So heir after heir after heir is going to focus on scholar in order to get development going, and this is all development related. Heir after heir is going to assign the counselor, the steward, to do development in whatever county they can get the most progress in. And I'll just speed through it at speeds 4 and 5 as much as I can and see how long it takes to get all of those tribal era innovations. After a little hunt, we were able to get a little bit of prestige and go ahead and change us over to male preference. Oh, we have to go with high crown authority. Alright, well it looks like we cannot change the gender law to male preference because we do not have high crown authority. I think there's a difference between tribal authority and crown authority, so we'll have to be feudal before we can change that. Which means our lands can be split up now among daughters, unless we find some ways to create jarldoms to give to the daughters so that they'll be on even footing with my son, and then there's a chance that he'll get the counties left over when that whole succession change happens. Alright, my first ever Dynasty Legacy. Now I was thinking it might be law because it says sound administration and just rule, but you're getting popular opinion, control growth, lifestyle experience in the stewardship, powerful vassal opinion, and domain limit. None of those have anything to do actually with development, so it looks like erudition is going to be my best. Courtier guest opinion, meh. Monthly piety, meh. Learning lifestyle experience, okay, but that's a long way away. Faith opinion, and counselor tasks. So none of the others really have anything close, but I guess we'll have to go with erudition. Having reformed the faith, I can now turn my ways to more scholarly pursuits and scientific learning. I think in my old age I shall focus on scholarship. With the good comes the bad. My wife Hala has died. We're both getting up in years and both kind of sad. But with the good comes the possibility of gaining the High Chiefdom of Prussia. Perhaps I can pass that on to one of my daughters, in honor of Hala. Ingrid has proven herself to be a kind ruler, but also a wise ruler. So, I will marry her to Philip, who is an intelligent young man, and when that is over with, as their wedding present, I will give her the High Chiefdom of Prussia. In the spring of 904, King Eirikr of Sweden has crossed the door to the world of spirits at 61 years of age. He died of old age, a tormented man. He had long desired the sweet embrace of death. Eirikr Bjorn ascends to the throne. Having mastered many skills, he is sure to be admired by his subjects. So, died of old age, founded a faith, knew a Satru, cultural head, was dreaded, exalted among men, paragon of virtue, learning, and fought 20 wars. Bjorn is now the cultural head, is dreaded, is established, is faithful, and has fought in 4 wars, and is currently at war. Well, things are a little bit messy over here in Sweden. We've got stuff all the way over here in Ireland, all the way down the coast of France. We're getting into Prussia. We've even got bits and pieces over here. We're all over the place. But the good news is that we got public works. Let's see. Feudal Bjorn Eriksson's 52 years old, and it's the year 912. So next up, we're going to go for city planning so that we can build more of these buildings, because basically everything's already built up. So perhaps we'll be able to get some fancier buildings to upgrade our county and upgrade our development. Speaking of development, let's see how things are going. So Upland is still pretty good. I believe that Ostergotland is where we're doing our council. Where are you? In the Chiefdom of Mora. Ah, down here. Okay, let's go check that on the map. Looking okay. Development 6. Yeah, that's a lot better than some of these other places, so I think we're going to go ahead and take a look and switch it. Click on it, and let's see, what do we have? Monthly progress 5.38, 5.69, and Jelen 6.4, and Saved, let's see, ooh, 7.9 up there. Okay, let's go there in Varmaland. That'll be the most effective. Looking pretty good for a day's work. We discovered leisure in the Norse culture, so we got a domain limit +1. Our development's increasing in a few counties around, so that's getting better. We don't have all that long, probably about 17 more years to get city planning based on our current levels. Feudal Bjorn has a huge learning number, so he's doing great in that department. And then in the Scandinavian election, I am trying to get Jarl Valdemar to be my heir. I disowned my first son, and the reason I want this guy to be it is he's a genius, and he's got crazy huge numbers. Of course, I screwed up by giving him the duchy or the jarldom of Jelland, because now all the electors think that if elected he might rule from abroad. So he might not get voted in that way. I'm going to have to figure something out. We make a little progress on the innovations, and I'll see you in the next episode. Just a preview that the next episode or two there's going to be some huge wars, and there's going to be a lot of looting. See you then. Double busy, getting busy, do.